Cold temperatures didn't stop oval racers from participating in a yearly competition held in Lincoln. The Northern Maine Ice Ovals competition returned this year with a racetrack being paved on Mananamcook Pond. The event is one of many that helps to recognize the very best in competitive oval racing from Maine and beyond, with each racer having built their oval sled from the ground up. Organizer Andy Bernard is a third-generation oval racer. He says that these events not only help to keep the oval racing community competitive, but also to bring in a new generation of competitors.
What really drives me is the younger generation, to get them involved, to keep this going. And I also like driving my oval sled. I like racing and the competitiveness of it, getting faster and trying to win. Everybody wants to win. It's a family-oriented sport.
Bernard says he hopes to one day bring the Northern Maine Ice Ovals competition to Bass Park in Bangor. Another oval race on Mananamcook Pond is currently scheduled for February 15th.